Commander Zethkai's 4 eyes widened in horror as the containment field flickered and died. The massive creature within, 8 feet of writhing tentacles, razor-sharp claws, and bioluminescent death, let out a shriek that made the station's hull vibrate. Emergency klaxons wailed as the nightmare beast that had terrorized 3 star systems finally broke free. "All personnel evacuate immediately," Zethkai's voice cracked through the intercom. "The Devourer is loose. This is not a drill." The creature's scientific designation was Mortis Infinitus, but every spacer in the galaxy knew it simply as the Devourer. It had wiped out the colony on Kepler 442b in 6 hours. The mining station at Proxima Centauri had lasted 4. Now it was aboard their research vessel, and they had maybe minutes before it found the bridge. Panic erupted throughout the ship. The Varalian crew scrambled for escape pods while the Zentaran scientists frantically transmitted their research data to the nearest relay. Everyone knew the protocol. When faced with a devourer, you run, you don't fight, you don't negotiate. You evacuate and pray to whatever gods you worship that it doesn't follow your scent trail to other worlds. Everyone except the human. Darky. Sarah Chen stood in the observation deck, her nose pressed against the reinforced plasteel viewing port, watching the creature tear through bulkheads like tissue paper. While alien crew members fled screaming past her, she remained perfectly still, studying the beast with scientific fascination. "Remarkable," she whispered, pulling out her tablet to record notes. "Look at that muscular coordination, the way it uses those secondary appendages for both locomotion and manipulation, and those bioluminescent patches. Definitely some form of advanced neural communication system." The Devourer paused in its rampage, seeming to sense her observation. It turned, and Sarah found herself staring into rows of crystalline teeth and eyes that swirled like galaxies. For a moment neither moved. Then Sarah smiled and waved. The creature tilted its massive head, apparently confused by this response. In its experience, prey either ran or died. They didn't wave cheerfully and take photographs. Dr. Chen, Security Chief Graxtor, appeared at her shoulder, his scaled hide pale with terror. "What are you doing? We need to evacuate now." "Just a minute," Sarah said, adjusting her tablet's camera settings. "The way its chromatophores shift color patterns, it's almost like it's trying to communicate. Look, when I move to the left, the blue patterns intensify. When I move right, they shift to amber." "It's not communicating," Graxtor hissed, grabbing her arm. "It's deciding which parts of you to eat first." But Sarah shrugged off his grip, walking closer to the viewing port. The Devourer moved to match her position on the other side of the barrier. When she raised her hand, it lifted one of its tentacles. When she tilted her head, it mimicked the gesture with its own massive cranium. "Incredible," Sarah breathed. "It's displaying mirror neurons, advanced cognitive behavior. This isn't just a mindless killer, it's intelligent." The creature's bioluminescent patches began pulsing in a rhythmic pattern. Sarah watched for several seconds, then began tapping the same rhythm on the viewing port. The Devourer's patterns shifted, becoming more complex. Sarah matched them again. "What are you doing?" Graxtor whispered. I think it's trying to play," Sarah said wonderingly. "Look at the posture changes, the way it's positioned its claws, non-threatening. And these light patterns aren't aggressive displays, they're curious, playful even." On the other side of the barrier, the Devourer had settled into what could only be described as a sitting position. Its tentacles waved gently, no longer thrashing destructively. The bioluminescent patches had shifted to soft blues and greens. "It's lonely," Sarah realized suddenly. "That's why it attacks colonies, not for food, for contact. It's the only one of its species we've ever encountered. It probably doesn't understand why everyone runs away." She pressed both palms against the viewing port. The creature responded by gently placing one massive tentacle against the barrier from its side. The gesture was almost tender. Commander Zethkai's voice crackled over the intercom. "Dr. Chen, Graxtor, what's your status?" "The Devourer has stopped moving. Our sensors show it's just sitting there." Sarah activated her comm unit. Commander, I need you to halt the evacuation. I think we've been approaching this all wrong. Are you insane? That thing is a planetary-class threat. No, Sarah said firmly, watching as the creature began tracing complex geometric patterns with its tentacles, clearly a form of art or mathematical expression. It's a person, a lonely, misunderstood person who's been treated as a monster because nobody bothered to try communication instead of violence. She turned to Graxtor, her eyes bright with excitement. I need access to the xenobiology lab, and someone who can modify the universal translator for bioluminescent languages. Oh, and she paused, looking back at the massive creature who was now patiently waiting for her to respond to its geometric display. And what? Graxtor asked weakly. Sarah grinned with the particular expression that had made her colleagues both admire and fear her throughout her career. And I need to check the regulations on keeping research specimens, specifically the paperwork required for adoption. Adoption? Well, I can't just leave it here alone. Look at it. It's practically housebroken already. Besides, she added, watching as the devourer began creating what appeared to be a flower pattern with its luminescent patches. How often do you get the chance to be the first human to adopt a galactic apex predator? Graxtor stared at her, then at the creature, then back at her. Humans, he muttered, are absolutely terrifying. From the other side of the barrier, the devourer seemed to purr, a sound like distant thunder mixed with whale song. Sarah Chen had just made the galaxy's most dangerous creature into humanity's newest best friend. And somehow nobody was really surprised.